Warren Buffett is the fourth richest man in the world, and if it weren't for the fact that he gave away so much money, he might even be sitting at number one. But the question is, how did he do this? And the real answer to this is through years and years of shrewd investing, sticking to key principles, and building a team of quality minds. But Buffett, he started his business ventures from a young age. Buffett's business ventures include selling chewing gum, selling Coca-Cola bottles, and selling weekly magazines door to door. He worked in his father's shop as a kid, and he even started a pinball machine business, which he put in his local barbershop. He was saving until he had the money to buy his first stock. By the age of 11, young Buffett asked his dad to buy 3 shares of City Service preferred stock, and from there, he never looked back. By the age of 26, he had started up his own investment firm called Buffett Partnership Limited. He ran this for 13 years, achieving an annual average return of 29.5%. Buffett had now just begun his journey, sketching his name into stone as being an investing great. This partnership that Buffett had formed had become worth over $60 million, and Buffett was now a millionaire. But he certainly wasn't going to stop there. It was by the age of 34 when Buffett really started playing with the big guns. He purchased an old textile business called Berkshire Hathaway, which he converted into an investing firm. Now, Buffett had enormous power. He had a firm where he could invest the money of millions of people around the world. A combination of the world's greatest investing mind, plus a lot of people wanting their money invested. And it was around this time here when Buffett started writing his now famous shareholder letters. These shareholder letters gave insight into the way his mind works and the way he decided to choose stocks and run his business. Through these letters, he's taught us how to become better investors. We've learned that price is what you pay, value is what you get. We've learned to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy when others are fearful. I mean, I could go on with the lessons that I've learned from Buffett, and the fact of the matter is that I owe a significant portion of my personal net worth to Buffett's teachings. But Buffett didn't just learn this knowledge so that he could teach other people. No, he learnt it so that he could apply it with his own personal investments. Through this investing firm, Berkshire Hathaway, he began purchasing some of the best stocks in the USA. In 1965, he bought $4 million worth of Disney after a personal meeting with Walt Disney himself. And obviously now today, we all know Disney for their theme parks, their movies, and everything else they do. But Buffett bought this over 50 years ago. He bought shares in the Washington Post when he was just 43 years old. And eventually, he became good friends with Katharine Graham, who controlled the company. When he was 46 years old in 1976, he began purchasing the shares in Geico, the insurance business. He continually invested in this company up until 1996, when eventually he had bought so many shares that he owned the entire business. But arguably one of Warren Buffett's best purchases was in 1988, when he started buying the beverage company Coca-Cola. Now, he knew this product like the back of his hand. He'd been drinking it since he was a kid, and he saw the star power of it. He eventually gained a 7% stake in the company for $1.2 billion. By now, Warren Buffett was starting to build an empire of some of the best companies in the greatest economic power of the world, the USA. Also, more and more people started seeing how successful Buffett was as an investor, so they all wanted to own his stock. So Buffett was getting more and more money to work with, and he was buying more and more quality businesses, and he was doing this in the greatest capitalist country, the USA. Buffett was destined to be successful, and those investors who were lucky enough to find Buffett early made it big. In fact, if Buffett's original investors kept their $10,000 investments in the partnership and in Berkshire Hathaway, they would now have about $500 million each. And now today, if we look at the massive company that is Berkshire Hathaway, it is still run by Warren Buffett at 89 years of age. It owns some of the greatest companies in the world, and its total valuation is around $500 billion, all built through the hands and the mind of the legendary Warren Buffett.